right, whenever you're ready.
All right. Okay, you guys, you heard about the 2012 as the end of the world? Well, basically, the Mayan calendar is supposed to end in 2012. So a lot of these conspiracy theorists have proposed that the world will end in 2012. But basically, this theory and their whole idea has no scientific backing whatsoever. And they've actually come up with like multiple theories, and I'm going to talk about 3 of them that they mainly use. The first one is that they believe that the sunspot cycle, since it's starting over in 2012, it's going to cause massive radiation and particles to penetrate our atmosphere, and it's going to kill every living thing on the planet. So basically, sunspots are large, concentrated amounts of magnetic and UV radiation that form on the sun's surface. And what they do is they charge up and then they release large amounts of charged particles towards the Earth. So basically, the last sun cycle was it didn't bring any damage, as we can all tell since we're still here. But each time it starts over, it brings new variations. So they say this one might cause extra UV to penetrate and kill everything. But scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration studied these sunspots, and they said that the conclusion they came to was that they're basically only going to knock out, if anything, power, like electrical things, like maybe cars, planes. So basically, the only thing that'll happen is like monetary and like physical damages, but like no harm to any living thing. The second thing is the Large Hadron Collider, the LHC, is going to create, when it's turned on in 2012 to full power, it's going to create a black hole that's going to suck the Earth to the size of a peanut. So basically, this LHC is a particle accelerator, and what it does is it spins around particles at like crazy ass speeds and throws them together, creating like well, they're basically trying to test Big Bang Theory to see if it actually could create a universe. So they're going to use that thing, and some people, some scientists say that it's going to create that black hole. And the scientists at CERN, which is the European Organization for Nuclear Research, have done the studies before they're going to turn on, and they said that they said there is a possibility of black holes being created, but black holes will be so small and so minute that they won't have enough energy to sustain themselves, and therefore they won't do any harm to that surrounding environment. The third thing is they propose that there's a mysterious planet somewhere in our solar system that has an elliptical orbit around the sun, as opposed to ours, which is more of like a circular orbit. So it's outside somewhere, and like by Jupiter, and it's coming back into our orbit, so it's going to collide with our planet. But okay, so when it crosses our orbit, it's going to hit our planet and basically destroy everything. It's said to cross our orbit every 3,600 years, and the year 2012 marks the next year when it's supposed to cross. The only scientific backing this theory has is that there's been slight variations in Neptune's and Jupiter's orbit in the past few years, but the scientists have discovered that Neptune's orbit was actually messed up because of variations, or no, a miscalculation in its mass. So that's why we expected to go somewhere else, but it actually went one way, and whatever, you know. It's supposed to go one way, but it went another way. That's what I was trying to say. So basically, they haven't discovered why Jupiter's moved, but they're pretty sure it's the exact same thing. We just haven't measured it right. A physicist, Daniel Whitmire, stated that if such an object did exist, that it would not be a nemesis to us, and it doesn't fit the doomsday profile that most of these conspiracy theorists say it would be. So therefore, because all these theories lack no scientific backing and they're just generalized statements, kind of like a tarot card reader would like predict your future, they just kind of throw out generalized statements with really no backing, that none of these theories will come true and the world's going to be fine in 2012. So, my speech.